Oh, what's going on, guys? SteelTwins back at you with another video, our 4th mock draft of the NFL season. Before we get into the mock draft, we got a mega announcement to tell you guys about.
Absolutely, man. As you guys can tell by the title, major giveaway is coming at you guys, man. Now, for you guys out there, I had to fart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry the Browns came out my ass, okay? I'm sorry. Who wants to win the Heath Miller jersey, man? Heath Miller jersey. We're going to do an unboxing right here of the Heath Miller jersey. This is from Toll Sports Enterprise. As you guys know, from Pittsburgh, we have done a few unboxings of their products, or not their products, but of their signed memorabilia that they've had in their facility, man. So, who wants to win a Heath Miller jersey, man? Now, the way to win this, or have a chance to win this Heath Miller jersey, you'll have to click the link down in the description below, as well as the top pinned comment. I will put the link to ways to win this Heath Miller jersey here at the top of the comment section. I'll pin it so you guys can go check out that link. There are a total of 9 ways to enter to win this Heath Miller jersey, man, and that includes subscribing to our YouTube channel, which you guys already done for those watching. So you guys already get 1 entry right there. Another is to subscribe to the SteelTwins YouTube channel, and all that stuff will be linked in the link down below. And another announcement, man. I know some of you guys in the comment section have been asking when you guys are going to do a podcast. Is a podcast coming your guys' way? And the answer is yes, but it will not just include us, the SteelTwins. It will also include our boy Just Blaze 412, who will be joining us for the SteelTwins podcast. We'll be bringing that back, the SteelTwins podcast. As you guys know, we launched a Steelers fan app / website about a month back and everything. You guys can join, and that's one of the other ways to enter to win the Heath Miller jersey is by downloading the app and joining our forums. And for SteelTwins members only, you guys can get an extra 10 entries by putting a specific code that you guys can only find if you are a member at SteelTwins and everything. So another entry is to follow us on Twitter at SteelTwins. Follow SteelTwins on Twitter and everything. So you guys have 9 ways to win this Heath Miller jersey right here. So the more entries you get, of course, the better chance you got at winning the specific jersey.
Right.
And the contest is up until, I believe, April. I can't exactly remember the last date, but we will be doing a live stream on the SteelTwins channel of the winner of this Heath Miller jersey and everything. So we're going to do an unboxing quick of this jersey. This is a signed, authentic Heath Miller jersey with, I believe it has 2-time Super Bowl champion signed by Heath Miller himself. Here it is, man. The Heath Miller signed authentic jersey from Toll Sports Enterprise. Comes with a certificate of authenticity. As you guys can see here, there's the certificate of authenticity. There is his autograph right here. And at the top, it says 2-time Super Bowl champion. And Heath Miller, we love you, man. Hopefully you'll be in the Steelers Hall of Honor very shortly. I want to say the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but man, he was one of the more underrated tight ends of all time, in my honest opinion, especially in the modern era. So
what he did with for the Steelers offense and Ben, like I'll never forget their chemistry.
Yeah, man, that's why we all love Heath, man. And again, for you guys to win or have a chance to win this Heath Miller signed jersey, you guys can click the link down below in the description and at the top of the comment section for ways to win. Again, more entries you get, better chance you got winning. So here it is, man. Heath Miller signed jersey with certificate of authenticity and everything. There it is. Of course, it is Heath Miller. I'm going to show the nameplate. So, real cool, man. So, if you guys are interested in winning that, please go ahead and click the link down in the comment section. So, for those entering for a chance to win the Heath Miller jersey, good luck to you, man. But anyways, let's get on to the mock draft, man. Second round, the 49th pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Adam Trotman, tight end out of Dayton. I don't care how many people have said it. I'm sorry. Vance is not the answer. I don't care how much potential he showed in 2018. I don't care how well he looked when Ben was at quarterback. The fact of the matter is he's going to be 30 very shortly, this upcoming offseason. He's going to be 30. He's about to turn 30. He is taking a major hit in our salary cap to do literally fucking nothing.
All right.
And I believe this is the last year of his contract. And I don't think we're going to sign an aging tight end.
Especially if he has a down year.
Right.
I mean, technically, this last year was a down year, but, if he has
everyone had a down year in a way, offensively.
Much. So, but if he gets injured, if he doesn't produce well with Ben back, he's not worth an extension.
Absolutely not.
And you got to think of your long-term plan and solution at the tight end position, and that is Adam Trotman out of Dayton.
Which I believe is the most complete tight end in this entire draft class, man. Like, we put him in a mock before. I can remember which, I think it was the second mock draft that we put out, but I said there that he is quickly becoming my most favorite tight end in this entire draft class, and he has eclipsed that. He is my most favorite tight end in this draft class. I think he's the most complete tight end in this draft class. He can do it all. He's got a little bit of speed to him. He's big. He's built. He's got some strength to him. Yards after catch ability. Great hands. He's a dynamic blocker. So he has all the stuff that makes for or fitting for a Steelers tight end, man. He has all the measurables. He has the mold right there. He has the height. He has the build. He has the body. He has the versatility there. And
he's got all the attributes checked out.
Yeah, and little known fact for those that don't know, Kevin Kolbert was at, I think it was either Dayton's pro day or one of their scouting games or something like that, but Kevin Kolbert was present somewhere around Dayton, whether it's the pro day or one of their scouting games or whatever. He was present there, and there's no doubt in my mind he was scouting Adam Trotman.
Oh, yeah.
How could he not? Tight end's one of our biggest needs. He has expressed that tight end is one of the guys that we're going to be looking, or one of the positions we're going to be looking at. And Adam Trotman, and with Kevin Kolbert going to Dayton very recently, I mean, how could he not be scouting Adam Trotman right now? But yeah, man, let us know what you think about Adam Trotman with our second-round pick to fill the need at tight end. Be that security blanket for Ben. Be that future tight end. Be that what people are saying, the next Kittle.
Which I can honestly see.
Yeah,
I feel
man.
like he's another Kittle, another Kelsey. He's literally, in my opinion, he's NFL ready.
He is.
He's NFL ready. Day one starter, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, man.
I feel like he's that damn good. He's going to be an absolute stud no matter where he goes, and hopefully it's with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Absolutely. And the black and gold, man, I think that's a perfect fit for him. Let us know what you guys think down below. But with the third-round comp, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting, this is kind of fitting because we're getting a third-round comp because we lost Bell. Not announced yet, but it's expected that we're going to get it.
Right.
With the third-round comp that we get from losing Bell, we get Cam Akers, running back out of Florida State, to replace. Well, I don't want to say replace because we kind of we temporarily replaced him with James Conner, but we all know how that is. With his injuries, he has all the talent in the world to be a stud at running back. But of course,
no doubt about it. When he's on the field, he can ball.
Absolutely, but we all know his downside with his injuries, and that's something Kevin Kolbert expressed in his meeting before the combine and everything. Is that he said. We have trust in James Conner bouncing back and hopefully rehabbing well from his injuries. But he also said with guys like Benny Snell and Jalen Samuels, that's competition for James Conner. And that could hint that they're targeting running back as well. And why not Cam Akers, who they have had an informal meeting with before the combine. So that is big right there. They're definitely looking at running back. Cam Akers was the first running back they looked at. One of the first guys they looked at altogether. And Cam Akers is someone that I honestly think is flying under the radar, and I don't know why. This guy has a lot of great tools to not only fit the mold of a Steelers running back, but to be a great back in this league altogether, man. He's got the size and the weight and the body of what the Steelers like to target in a running back and have targeted with guys like James Conner and Benny Snell and Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
But he has some speed to him. He's very explosive. He is a very physical and strong and dominant and tough runner right there.
And that fits the Steelers mold at the running back position. Cam Akers, he's a huge sleeper. I feel like he can be the next Kareem Hunt, except he can't kick, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But Cam Akers, he's talented as all hell.
Yeah.
And with that third-round comp pick, I think he would be the perfect selection for the Steelers.
Yeah, and the thing is, he wouldn't start day one because of guys like James Conner and Benny Snell possibly over on, higher on him in terms of depth chart, but that's a blessing in disguise. He can work his way up. If James Conner, and I hate to say this, if James Conner inevitably gets hurt, and I hate saying that word, I really do. If James Conner inevitably gets hurt, we can have Benny Snell come in, Jalen Samuels come in, Cam Akers come in, and split reps, and hopefully take a lot of weight off of Ben's shoulders. With him coming back, we got to use the rushing game. We got to get running back. We got to get someone dependable, someone, healthy and tough and durable and
that can contribute.
Dependable. And that guy could be Cam Akers. Again, might not be a day one starter. He's definitely not going to be a day one starter, but that's a benefit for him because he's going to work his way up and could potentially be the future guy at running back, and we could have a dominant a strong power duo and Cam Akers and Benny Snell within a few years.
Absolutely.
If you really think about it. So, and Cam Akers has the potential to break out as a receiving back as well. So he has that versatility at running back as well, which is insane. It's pretty exciting when you think about a guy like Cam Akers. So
absolutely. Now with our first fourth-round selection, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Leaky Fotu, defensive tackle out of Utah. Obviously, with the NFL offseason, free agency obviously comes first, and more than likely we will be losing, unfortunately, Javon Hargrave.
I think that's pretty much
inevitable. I guess you can
definitely
say.
Inevitable. I'd say guaranteed.
Because when you look at Dupree and Hargrave, obviously the Steelers have spoken out numerous times and said Dupree is their top priority.
Yeah.
And more than likely, I feel like they will franchise tag him, but I feel like Hargrave is still going to walk and look for a much more bigger deal with a team that's going to have him play more.
Right.
And everything. So, obviously, defensive tackle is definitely going to be a need to look at, and why not Leaky Fotu? Now, the thing about him is he's not going to start day one. As of now, he'd be nothing but depth.
Depending on who we put in Javon Hargrave's place.
Right. Now, in my opinion, I feel like we could probably switch Hayward or Tua to defensive tackle, but I feel like we should keep them at where they are because they're great at where they are right now.
Right.
And where you put at defensive tackle, I say Tyson Alualu because obviously he played defensive tackle with the Jaguars, when he was first drafted and everything. And he's not really terrible. He's not really contributive or dynamic, but he can get the job done.
Yeah, he's
for
one of our more better depth guys for sure. Because when Tua went out the past 2 years, he stepped up and did a pretty admirable job. So,
exactly. So you can have Alu start there for a couple games or even a year because I believe this is his last year in his contract. And you have Fotu be a backup and you can have him develop under Carl Dunbar, our defensive line coach. And when the time is right, you put him there at the starting defensive tackle spot, and he can be a very contributive and very good run stuffer for the Steelers.
Right. Or maybe the Steelers have a high regard on Fotu. They could start him day one, which honestly wouldn't be too bad for him. And I think he's not a 3-down D tackle, not at all. And for our system, we don't fit that, honestly, because we're a 3-4. Right. D tackles don't play every down. But that's where Fotu would fit best with us. And in that specific system is he'd be a plug-and-play guy, fill the gaps, get between the gaps, stop the run, stuff like that. So I think he'd fit best in our system. He'd be one of our guys to stop the run and fill that void for when/if or pretty much when Hargrave leaves. So
yeah, unfortunately, but
right,
it is what it is.
But with the next fourth-round pick, our second fourth-round pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Lloyd Cushenberry, center out of LSU. This is another guy that the Steelers have met with. Now, we're not basing this entire mock off of guys that the Steelers have met with or who they have interest in, but
or scouting.
Right. But these are names that to definitely watch out for, not only in the combine, but in terms of who the Steelers could potentially look at more so out of everyone else.
Right.
But Cushenberry is a guy Steelers have met with and could be a nice step piece at interior offensive line. He could play center and guard, more so center. But and another thing that we all know is probably going to happen is that and he's said it many times. Marquise Pouncey, he said that when Ben goes, I go, and that's probably going to be in 2 years. And both of their contracts, Ben and Pouncey's contracts, both end in 2 years after the 2021 year.
Right.
So that's probably going to be when they both go. And that's more than enough time for Cushenberry to be developed and work his way up and possibly be the heir to Pouncey at center. So that's
a possibility.
Right. So we already work out our future center right there, filling that need for the next 2 years, but providing depth and everything for now, for Cushenberry to get his feet wet and get his development going there before he eventually or possibly takes that void at center for when Pouncey eventually walks away. So
yeah. Now with our 6th-round selection, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Geno Stone, safety out of Iowa. Obviously, nothing but depth here. Excuse me. Obviously, nothing but depth here. Our safety depth is pretty garbage right now. Obviously Minka and Edmonds are the starters. I think we only got I know Sean Davis is going to be walking. I think we only got Dangerfield.
We got Dangerfield. We got Marcus Allen. But, Dangerfield's a special teams guy. Marcus Allen hasn't done much since coming out of Penn State. So
yeah, our depth at safety is not looking great.
Yeah, we need solid depth at safety for sure. And Geno Stone would be that in the 6th round. I think he's really flying under the radar. He's someone people are not talking about. He's very underrated in my opinion. Or if Edmonds doesn't, break out like we all hope so, if he continues to underwhelm, Geno Stone can come in and potentially take a spot because he's not to be underestimated. He's a definite guy that could start on special teams but work his way up and could start opposite of Minka Fitzpatrick down the road. I would not sleep on that whatsoever. But he'd be initially depth and as a special teams guy. But don't underestimate him and his growth.
Right.
And with the 7th round man, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Devin Duvernay, wide receiver out of Texas. Wide receiver depth. But Duvernay, I find, is very underrated. And I could see him dropping specifically because he got a lot of his shine overshadowed by Colin Johnson, the guy he was starting opposite of. But Duvernay could be a very nice slot guy, a guy we can work on special teams as a return specialist and possibly fit that Darius Hayward-Bay mold. But he can be a very nice slot guy. He's got some great speed that the Steelers offense could seriously use, and I think that's something that we all miss in the offense. I think I speak for a lot of Steelers fans when I say that, is that we miss speed in our offense, and that's Duvernay right there. He brings elite speed right there. He's got yards after catch ability. He's strong. He's tough. He's physical. He can break tackles and everything. So he's got that, physicality to him as well. He's got speed. He's got strength. He's got physicality. He can work special teams. So he'd be a very nice, solid depth piece, and he could still work his way up with development because he's not going to be a day one starter. He's probably going to be the 5th or 6th guy in the depth chart to start, but eventually work his way up, man. So let us know what you guys think about the mock down below. Quick recap: with the 2nd round, we draft Adam Trotman. 3rd round comp, we draft Cam Akers. The 4th round, we draft Leaky Fotu and Lloyd Cushenberry. With the 6th round, we draft Geno Stone. And the 7th round, we draft Devin Duvernay. So let us know your guys' thoughts down below, man. You guys can expect more mocks. I would say weekly. I think we're going to have weekly mocks. So
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!